yous, thank yous. I did not see that enemy at all, so I'm happy that the crosshair turned to red. I would have not noticed it. Oops. Thank yous, thank yous. The question is, now when I will be gone for a week and a half, what are you all gonna do meanwhile? So I won't be able to ask about it every day. How are you doing today? So any plans, ideas, anything at all? I will be probably still spamming in Discord and asking every day like, how are you guys holding up without me? You cry and sleep for. For a moment I was expecting it to be Jiggy. Not gonna lie, I was surprised Jiggy wasn't fast enough. I think he's broken. He probably escaped while we went to a break. Supposed to find a fucking key card. Next 2 weeks will be long without you coming. I won't be whole 2 weeks away, just 1.5. As far as I know. Your mail part demands that you tell it to you. Oh no. But yeah, after that I should be back. I haven't decided yet what games I will be playing afterwards, but I thought that I could make the recommendation poll or something like it where you all would be able to add games that you want me to play next. Something like it could possibly be. And then we could watch the future games from there, like, oh, this is what people want me to play. But for real, I guess you'll just really try to sleep for a couple of weeks if the shrink wants to start some meds again. It'll be a fun couple of weeks with side effects. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. Very relatable, to be honest. Haven't ever so far found any help from meds. Except, you know, painkillers for headache. That's it. Otherwise, I'll mostly get epic side effects. And yeah, it's something. But yeah, I do hope that you get some proper sleep then. But if you don't mind me asking, how do you feel about the whole med thing? Hi Soul Blake, how are you today? Good to see everyone, especially you. Aww. Good to see you too. Fuck is the fucking Well, tunnel there. Hello. You found one working mix of meds with your old shrink, but that only ended in serotonin syndrome. After like 2 weeks, apparently your body didn't have what it takes to handle that combined dose. Combined dose. So you're not sure, not putting your hopes up with the med science. The only one working so far is downers. Keep the manic state away. Oh, there's Army. Okay, well. I do wish you the best luck, and hopefully this time it would be different. But yes, definitely. Not wanting to get the hopes up. Not too bad. You go to at 5 p.m. to work, and it's 10:30 a.m. now. So you got pretty much a short day off before a 4-hour work day. That sounds quite lovely, not gonna lie. It's good to have you here as well. Never minding the panic attacks that you are not able to get meds, because sometimes you're too honest with the dogs and they want to give the right meds you would need because you misused this as a teenager. Very interesting, you know. Yep. It's like you're supposed to be honest, so they know what is wrong with you. And then when you are honest, they are gonna give you issues out of it, or, you know, remind you of the stuff that happens in the past and, like, use it against you, kind of thing. That very nice talk about that recently. Because I used to have some bad tendencies. Some of the stuff. And the doctors are still being worried about those things. Even though haven't, like, done anything towards anything like it for years now. Many years. But they are still like, but remember when you were young? So I'm still suspicious. Even though not.
I just needed you to know. I love you.
Happy. The other cool part is that when you're honest and your doctors won't believe you, like, how the fuck would that work? That too. That too. So I have all the keys, but I have no means to get to the next place. Because and then there is, well, the one thing that scares me about the medical field at the moment is how they are basically needing higher points for some of the diagnoses. Do you know that you have to have high enough points to get help for certain issues? And nowadays they have been like way higher than when I started to first get help. And the funny part is, for the borderline personality disorder that I did get help for 5 years about group service and so on, so on, so on. I wouldn't fill up even back in the time enough points to be able to get help for it. And I can safely say, if I would have not gotten help when like it was that bad, I have no idea what the fuck would I have done. Sounds like I was so fucking lost with everything. Well, I'm still fucking lost, but at least not so much anymore. And now I know at least like where things come from and why I'm acting certain ways and what is causing some of the stuff. It's still a long journey forward, but at least like I know something now. But like back in that time I was just ruining my life little by little, verse and verse and verse. So it terrifies me that if those kind of people who were already on that kind of state are not valid for help, then what happens to them? And who is valid for help? If anyone. Well, at least it definitely like lessens the amount of people that will need the help, you know, because nobody gets it. As one of your favorite lyrics go, was Dick when I was 17, though the world owed me everything, only to realize you're your worst enemy. Like your psych called yesterday and like your mouth and mind went on autopilot and told them everything was fine. You don't know why you do that. Well, for some people it can be something that has been taught for you, or you have learned it from your past that it's better to say it that way. No judgment on my side, I sadly do the same thing very often when people are asking how are you, I'm like I'm fine, even though like the house would be on fire. So little by little it's learning away from it, but I'm sure you'll do it eventually. Your points for the anxiety test were through the roof. My points for the depression test were through the roof, but for other stuff, not so much. Thank you for the hug. Appreciate the high early therapy. How are you today? Are we pew with baddies? Yes. I need to figure out how the fuck do I fucking get there? What the fuck? Also, like, I do remember the first time when
Personal hydration is at optimal levels.
First time when I walked into my ex-therapist's room, they said that, like afterwards, they said that the final thing I would have thought that you have is depression. Sounds apparently like the impression out of me was super smiley, really energetic, well dressing person. I like. I guess they had kinda a little bit still left thought that all their pressed people look exactly the same and that you can see them, are they depressed or not. And that they are never smiling and such. It is always easy to tell people you are fine than telling them about things that are tearing you apart. Yes, that racing is good. But there is still, as I've said, even when I'm on a vacation, my DMs are still open. If you need someone who to talk with, feel free to message me on Discord, on Twitch, even Instagram, I guess. Depending on which you feel the best. You just need someone to talk to, or listen to anything, or just acknowledge that today is not a great day. It doesn't need to be like, oh, do tell everything about your day and, you know, stuff like that if you don't want to. There is also like option that you just say that, okay, today I'm feeling shit, and I say okay, or react to it any other way if you feel like that's the better one. Hey Swordmaster, how are you today? So, if you feel like you need someone to talk to, I'll listen to you, feel free to message to me, even when I'm on a holiday, because me being on a holiday doesn't mean that I'm away completely, it just means that I won't be working. But yeah, those tests are trash most of the time. For like 4 to 5 years you didn't get diagnosis for your bipolar because the only time you was at the doctor's office was during the transition from high to lows, another way around for obvious reasons. And getting your borderline diagnosed was a joke. Nowadays you don't even have that diagnosis anymore because your new shrink just said, well, you don't clearly fall in this category. Fuck you. I wish I could hug you. I really, really wish I could hug you. Sounds so damn familiar. And I'm not happy about it because nobody should go through it. And like, well, my borderline personality disorder nowadays is called messed up personality disorder or something like that, because I don't have enough points to be borderline anymore because they raised the point amount that you need to get it. So I'm like 1 point away from it. So I'm fixed now. Back in the day, Doom ignited controversy regarding the level of realism and violence in computer games. The first-person perspective was believed to be especially suggestive, with the effect that the player might become desensitized for the violence or he or she was perpetrating. If only they knew how realistic violence will become in-game. But didn't they say something like, Doom only appeals to male violence fantasy something like that? And I read article about it, and I'm sorry, I laughed about it. Science. But Doom is amazing! Like, I do feel like a lot of the times games are things where you try to get the fuck out of the real world. You know. It doesn't mean that if you shoot things in video games, it doesn't mean that you want to do it in real life. And it shouldn't be like messed up with that way. No! You kill things in video games, now you are a bad person. Me! No. It just only means you kill things in video games. Ta-ta. Or maybe I want to shoot demons IRL as well. Maybe. Secret Life of Q. But Q, don't you know that video games are the devil? Ah, yeah, of course, of course. Yes, video games are that. That's the exact reason why I definitely don't spend most of my day right in front of my computer. No, I would never. It sounds horrifying. It ain't good for you. It ain't right for you, but it's right for you. Yes, do me a favor, and I know that you guys listen very different music than I do, at least sometimes. Was it Mono Ink, Right for the Devil, or something like that? It would fit perfectly for this. But for real, the best test you ever filled up was something like Osiris, you think. You know, one of those for anxiety. The questions were stupid AF. They didn't focus on things that cause anxiety, but more to like home life. In science you won't get anxious while you're at home, but you do when you leave and stuff. You scored like 2 points, which means no anxiety at all. Even your shrink laughed at that. Yeah, that's like, you know, that. Exactly, it's like drug dealer simulator. This doesn't mean that you want to be kingpin. Gaming could be a form of digital cosplay, if that makes sense. Yeah, I would say that's actually a very good way to say it. Digital cosplay. It's Mr. Dude! Oh no! Mr. Dude is just a big skeleton with rockets on his back. So, I like Mr. Dude. It's cute. Speaking as a dual monster, it makes you afraid seeing Q kill all the monsters in the game. It makes you think that she will do it RL. Oh. If I would be very much questioning how I have any mirrors still unbroken in my house. Okay, what I was doing? Just had to, no worries. You got a pointer? Money would be cool. While playing the State of DK2, which is basically sandbox zombie survival, are you to
skeletons?
Thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Are you to one who apparently wishes that zombies takes over the civilization collapses? Yes. You love messing around too much. As I have said, I can't judge science. I'm not sure have you guys heard about me being a troll. There was actually a funny thing that I really wanted to do. But due to the tweets being tweets, it would have probably caused me getting banned because the troll would have been too big. And yes, I did read about it and I was super sad. You know, I just want to say thank you all listening to Queen, and the conversation really do make your mornings bearable while at work. Oh, happy to hear. None of them. Yeah, all of them are like. What? Your prophecy about all of us sitting in silence on a stream is coming true. Hi Race, how are you today? Yes, and I will preach you all about our Lord and Savior, of death. Well. You're doing pretty well. Happy to hear. How are you? I'm okay, I think. Waiting for the hairdresser later today. Quite excited about it. Yeah. And then there is another thing. I'm once again fucking stuck at this fucking game, and I can't fucking have no fucking idea where the am I supposed to go. Move. This is me. I need ideas. So if somebody knows what the fuck am I supposed to do, I would love to hear. I would say it's the code Luranko. I'm stuck. Please help. He bit me! Minimap. Minimap doesn't help me. Oh. You too, and really glad we get to see the results before you go on vacation. Yes. Well, to be fair, it won't be anything like super different. It's mostly just changing. Oh, like making the hair color even more bright. Which I'm quite happy. I got to say, I didn't expect to love the purple this much, but see, you spoke about psychology earlier. You was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. This became apparent when a girlfriend's dad passed away, and during the funeral, you was on your phone ordering a pizza. The issue with PPD for you is that your empathy is almost non-existent. It doesn't mean they don't care, it's just difficult to care about all the emotions. Yeah, that is one thing that is like a really wide thing. Since I am, on the other hand, like I'm extremely over-empathic person, and I also go into the category of PPD. So it's like where you probably are not like that easily caring for others, at least in certain situations. I'm like breaking apart about the fact that somebody that I don't know freaking dislikes me, kind of thing. Or like has something bad happening to them, or you know, it depends on. Of course, there are those moments when something really bad happens and basically everything is too much. There is too many emotions and everything is just piling up, and then things start to shut down, and then you just don't feel a fucking thing. And most of the time, at least some of the PPD people who I have met, they have said exactly that when you feel too much in too little time, that causes it that you stop feeling anything. You don't know enough about all the Doom games to be much of a help. It's okay. Don't worry, me neither. Can't help myself with this game. But yes, I wish I could hug you. Bad habit of yours. Hello, Queen and chat. Sorry for just jumping into the convo without saying. No, it's fine. It's fine. I hope you enjoy your stay here. You're more than welcome to just jump into conversations so everyone feels good to say hi. And there is nothing wrong with that. I might fucking die. Hello, good sir. But I do hope that they keep exploring and like trying to figure out the whole borderline personality disorder more, since at the moment it is so big amount of people that fall into that category, and a lot of them are complete opposite of each other. So it's obviously something that should still be, you know, watched more and figured out like what and what and what. Any look, there is soulmates here. Mm-hmm. Yes. And then there is because because of the borderline personality disorder category, because it's so big, people only know like a certain part of it. And I have heard multiple times from people, I would never ever ever want to date someone who has a BPD. Just because they expect that they all of them are the exact same. Yes, I'm extremely good at ruining my own relationships. Yes, I'm really fucking good at it. It's my superpower, but it doesn't mean that everyone else does the exact same. It can work a little bit different for someone else and so on and so on. Heard like it's never good to bottle up your emotions. Yeah. It is not, but when you have learned that it's the only way to survive from the interactions with the people, to pile up your emotions and not show them to anyone, it becomes really fucking hard to actually show emotions to anyone. I'm over empathic person, but some people still would call me cold, because if I'm feeling like shit, there is no fucking way I will tell it. BPD has a lot of different symptoms under its umbrella. Yep. But yeah, you're not lacking empathy or having too much of it. Your person is basically selective empathy. If you care about someone even remotely, you feel normal amount of empathy towards them. But if they are randoms for you, you don't feel much anything. Like a complete stranger getting hit, a bar gives you no emotion at all, basically. But if you care about the person, you're more than ready to rip the whole globe in half. Interesting. The thing that annoys you about PPD is that it also falls in the psychopathic category. So when people hear that, they expect that they will end up dead. That too. Yep. Well, it also appears in the same category on your same place in your brains as psychopath and sociopathy appear, if I'm not completely mistaken with it. So yeah, that is also so. There is a lot of stigma around it. This grows on bottle cap tied here. Somberlane, are you the person who's... My coffee is not hot anymore. It's nice and cold. As it was not supposed to be.